So we're back in the studio. How are we? You okay?
Yeah, good, bro. All good, mate. Yeah. I just wish I could get comfortable and sleep at night with this back tattoo, but it's yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, everything's all right.
It's just me and Joe today, and yeah, we thought we'd start off by saying about the runs. So we have changed the location slightly.
Yeah.
We were advertising that we meet by the toilets in Welland Park Cafe, and it was just a little bit weird and
starting
creepy.
to worry about who's going to turn up, to be honest.
Yeah, so we've moved it like 20 yards. So we're actually filming this. So hello. We've moved the run to. We start at the same space the park run starts.
Yes.
So like round that little kind of like. It was a zebra crossing.
Yeah, it's basically when you go into the car park that's next to Welland Park Academy.
Yeah. You
basically just come out of the car park and you pretty much see us. We're just on that like grass bit there, aren't we, before the main.
Yeah. So we set up around 8:30 and meet around 8:20ish.
Yeah.
A little bit of stretching and head off. So if you want to come join us every Sunday morning at 8:30. And we've got a pretty decent route now. We go up to the canal.
We've got a lovely little route, especially in the summer down the canal. It's really nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just kind of less people. It's really nice to run. So if you want to come join us, that's where it is.
Yeah, again, nice chill pace, isn't it? I think that's one thing that we worry about with people getting put off is that I think they can't run a 5K. But yeah, I mean, it's not about the distance really, is it? It's just about doing it and getting up and getting out and chatting to some people, meeting some people. So yeah,
we're not so caught up on like the PBs and like
that kind of stuff. We just about that. We are a running club, but we're not a running club in that aspect. We're just a group of lads meeting up to get active on a Sunday morning and have a coffee, aren't we?
Yeah, so we're not going to do any time trials or like
you
can't do it in under 20 minutes.
Yeah. We're not going to relay everyone.
yeah. So that's kind of like a bit of a public service announcement from the start. And we thought like today we'd do some question stuff.
Yeah.
I've got some good questions, I think, hopefully.
This says a lot about mine and Matt's like difference in planning, because Matt's got like a piece of paper with loads of questions and I haven't got anything. I'm just going to freestyle.
Yeah, well, I thought it'd be quite good to just write stuff down so I always forget it. Let's go with let's mention the WhatsApp group first, actually. Yep. So if you want to join us, then we do have a WhatsApp group where we put in the run. We usually put it every Saturday morning. We just put like a poll of who wants to come, so we've just got an idea, but we also put in there about our socials that we're going to do a little bit more of. We did one not long ago, and just other bits in there. And there'll be a lot more about my Movember running event, which will be the first week of November now. I completely fucked the dates when I announced it. And
I remember you saying,
So, but more details on that as well. So it'd be really cool. So if you want to join it, then drop us a message on Instagram or... Because I don't think there might be a link tree in there, maybe. But if
I think we've got a link tree for the WhatsApp. I'm not sure, but I think the thing with the WhatsApp, like I always think is good, is even if you're thinking about coming on the runs, but you're not 100% sure, or you just want to see what we're up to, because we don't just always do running events. We'll sometimes just do little meetups and stuff. And I think just drop us a DM and join the WhatsApp group. You can mute it, you can do whatever you want, but just be in it, because it just keeps you up to date with what we're up to and gives you, sort of puts you into our community, doesn't it? And it's very chill, it's very non-judgment. We're sort of, we're just a group of guys that are all trying to just create a little community, aren't we? So
yeah, for sure. So it's real nice, and a lot of us meet up for coffee. A lot of guys do meet up. Yeah. Now they've met each other through the running group, they'll go and meet up and have coffee. We play basketball every Friday morning usually in Desborough. Just a few of us, so which is cool. So you can always join that.
I think what's cool about it is we were sort of, my aspect of what I think is a really good opportunity for a lot of people, especially Market Harbour, with a lot of people moving into Market Harbour recently. Yeah. I think if you've come to Market Harbour and as an adult, it's hard to meet people and make friends, isn't it? So we're just a pretty, warm group of lads that will welcome anybody in. So if you've moved to the area as well, or anywhere local, and you just want to kind of meet some people and network and, meet some lads for a coffee now and again, or go for a run or play a bit of basketball, just join the group and see what we're up to.
Yeah, it's really good that with I was thinking this the other day, it's really weird how, apart from obviously you and maybe a couple of others that I'd met through the Impact Running group, everyone else is kind of strangers. And now it's like you can message anybody and be like, do you want to grab a drink, or
mate, like a number of the lads from the group, like whether I've known them for a while or whether I've only really ever meet them when we go on the runs, like we'll just drop me a message here and there and just like have a catch up and have a chat and arrange to maybe go for a coffee or a beer one evening or something. It's cool, man. It's really nice. It sort of opens a door that you wouldn't normally open as an adult, really.
Yeah, 100%, which kind of like relates to one of my questions. But the first one I actually had, thought I'd go in light. If aliens landed and asked you to explain the word banter, how would you do it?
Like that. Imagine like number one, I'd ask them like why they're asking me about banter.
Yeah,
they've obviously like gone on a telecom and had some like group of like 18-year-old lads talking and like the word banter being said a lot. I don't know. I think I'd probably tell them it's just like a sort of more non-serious communication between a couple of people. It's like it's not, because banter's just like having a laugh, having a joke around, isn't it? A little bit of light-hearted, taking the piss out of each other.
Yeah,
but like just to kind of make people have a laugh and have a smile. I think it's sort of very unserious, light-hearted conversation with like a jokey aspect to it, is what I'd say.
Yeah, it's a bit of like a like say if like you're wearing something a bit crazy, you know, it has a little bit of a joke about it. I thought it was just a really hard word to explain.
Yeah, it is quite a hard word. I'd say it's like sort of an unserious action.
Yeah.
Or like an unserious statement.
Do you think it's a very British thing?
Yeah, 100%. Because I think the way that we have a laugh with each other, I think in other countries they don't really communicate with each other like that. It's a bit more like straight to the point. We're a little bit like beat around the bush and stuff, don't we?
I can't imagine it's popular in a lot of European countries. If you said the word banter, they'd be like, what are you on about,
mate? Yeah. 100%.
Maybe they're all aliens. I'm
going to let Matt fire these questions off because I'm just I'll just chip in when I can come up with one more brain.
Yeah. So the next question, well, it's not a question yet, is I started therapy yesterday. Well, nice. I had like a taster session.
Yeah.
So if anybody hasn't watched it, watch the Lewis Capaldi Netflix documentary.
I've not watched that yet, no.
Fucking sick.
Really good.
Yeah, I think it was out last year before. And he kind of explains like what had happened to him.
Yeah.
And how his Tourette's got like really bad.
Right.
And his like mental health and stuff. And then I saw something recently about him doing Glastonbury.
Yes.
And the reasons why he was able to do it is because he had help through BetterHelp.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. And so he was doing a discount code. And I was like straight on that discount code.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Well expensive.
Yeah.
So I had a little taste session yesterday.
So it was really interesting. Just because I'm not really too sure what it is, what is BetterHelp? Is BetterHelp?
It's basically a website where you subscribe but you get access to therapists. And so you can have like one therapy session a week or a month and you pay based on what.
And what, like cost-wise, what is it?
So it's £45 a week, so basically £45 for a session.
Yeah.
So it's a pound a minute because you get 45-minute sessions. Or 45 to an hour, but usually 45. And there's like you can journal on there, you can get access to like worksheets. So they've kind of done it where it's like you get your therapy session, but you've got these other tools that you can access.
Yeah.
So kind of like I get why the pricing is the price.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try it for the 4 weeks, see how like I kind of like get on, whether I would work with the person that I'm going to be working with, whether we could get on with the 4 weeks and then see what happens after that, because it'd be quite good. But it was definitely a first step into like figuring out.
Have you done therapy before?
Like 2012, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe like 2-3 sessions.
And what, if you don't mind me asking, what spurred you to do it that time round?
Well, I just finished uni and I was like, oh, maybe I should like decompress everything.
Yeah.
But I can like, that was one question the guy asked me yesterday was like, why the big gap? Or I know, like, why did you do it straight after uni? And I was like, yeah, try and decompress. But then I was like, I actually wasn't emotionally intelligent enough to do it in terms of like, I didn't really know how to communicate.
Yeah.
I was still drinking heavily. So it was like,
it
didn't really kind of make sense to me to unpack anything.
Yeah.
And then he was like, why now? And I was like, well, everything that happened last year with obviously like Deej passing away, like 3 days after we got to the Philippines. And obviously 5 days later, we then got married.
Yeah.
And we came back and his dad passed away. So it was like up, down type thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a thing of like, everything was else so busy. I was like, maybe now it's a good time to actually just practice a bit more.
Yeah.
Of what I preach. Like, I say about guys talking to each other, which is good, obviously, which I do create conversations around mental health, but actually like digging deeper into like my reason, like my processing of the grief and stuff. So Yeah, really interesting. I thought it was quite fitting actually because we'd obviously booked podcasting. I was like, quite good to mention it because some guys won't go to therapy.
No.
But it's like it's the fact that I was able to do it from the comfort of my own home. It felt like it was maybe a little bit more accessible.
You know what? That's interesting because I've sort of, when I did my sort of quite long stint of having therapy quite regularly, I would always go to the therapist where he was. And I was speaking to Lauren about therapy a couple of weeks ago, and she has like therapy once a month, but she has it over like a Zoom call, and she really likes it that way because it like slots into her life better. And I think again, it's the comfortability of your own home and stuff, isn't it? So it's interesting. It's something that I'm like you, like I feel like I should practice what I preach because I stopped doing therapy probably a year ago now, and I've not had therapy for about a year, and I think it was because I did that typical thing of being like, I hit a really good point in my therapy and thought, I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I can work off that on myself. And then you sort of slowly start to fall back into that like little way of, I mean, even if you feel like you don't need therapy, I feel like therapy's helpful regardless.
Yeah.
Because it just helps you process your sort of like thoughts on certain situations and certain things that are going on in your life. And it helps you, I don't know, I always found it just really helped me understand why I felt a certain way. And that's more important than anything sometimes.
Yeah, it was the way that this person was kind of explaining how they work. So it was basically I told him like the reasons why, and then he said like the reasons, like how he approaches it. And he was very much like, he doesn't give advice. It was very much like digging into me giving myself own advice.
Sort of letting you answer your own questions, but with him pushing you a little bit, if that makes sense. Yeah,
and I felt like that would work for me. I also had to fill out loads of stuff anyway about like how I'd want to not be therapized, whatever the fuck I don't know what it is. And I felt like that works for me because I learn from doing things. So I feel like me doing it, I would understand it more. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see how it goes. But I definitely thought like, I wonder if physically going somewhere is such a barrier to entry of therapy for guys.
I was going to ask you this. I was like, what do you think is the reason why so many lads don't go to therapy? Because I think there's multiple reasons. To be fair.
There's going to be,
and I think for me the three key ones is number one, financial.
Yeah,
I think huge because therapy is expensive. Whatever way you want to swing it, it's 50 quid for 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah,
and if you're having therapy properly, you probably need it at least twice a month.
Yeah,
not everybody's got a spare 100 quid a month. I mean, that's similar to my situation at the minute. Like, don't get me wrong, I could afford to go therapy, but I can put that money to what in my head I tell myself better use at the minute with stuff like my business 100%. And things like that. I also think that, again, like you say, just barrier to entry being like just walking into the room, like just being like, right, I'm going to go to therapy. That's the big thing because and number three, and I think this is the hardest one, this is why I was asking you about that BetterHelp, because the reason I didn't go to therapy for so long was because I didn't even know where the hell to go for therapy. Like I was literally sort of Googling it and going, well, I don't want to go to this one, it looks like bloody clinical and horrible. And then it was only because one of my mates started seeing this guy, and basically it was just in a really relaxed setting, and I kind of sort of knew who the guy was. It was like, oh, that's a bit of an easier breach into it, and that's how I got into that. And as soon as I'd went and gone, it felt very normal. It wasn't like a weird thing. After like a session or two, I was like, oh, this is cool. I used to really look forward to it.
I was pretty excited and nervous going into it, but like you said, like the barriers for me would be the three. The financial, because a lot of guys would be like, oh, the £100 I can use on like going out or doing something else or buying some new clothes or whatever. But then when you think about the reward that therapy will give you from that £100 versus the reward of that dopamine hit for 10 minutes, that is harder to understand, and I think you've got to be a certain person to potentially understand that, or maybe like value money slightly differently in that sense of like, okay, I'm going to invest in myself rather than just investing and just going out and getting on it. And then obviously like for me the comfort of my own home was really good because like my schedule was pretty busy, so
you can just slot it in somewhere a bit easier and be like, right. Because I suppose if you found someone that you really wanted to see for therapy and they were like half an hour drive away, that's an hour out of your day just in the travel. It's an hour out of your day just in the session itself. Whereas I suppose you can have 45 minutes at home, turn your laptop on, have the call, and then you can go about your day. So I think that's really cool. I
was literally working until like 5 minutes before, and then 10 minutes after I had like 10 minutes just to decompress, and then was back on it again. So it was literally like an hour out of my day was like gone, and that was it. So I slotted it into everything. Yeah. So it's really interesting. And I feel like if anybody's listening that hasn't gone for it yet, then it is easy to do from your own home. There is obviously other companies, but BetterHelp do have some stuff on there. And just Google the Lewis Capaldi code or give me a message, because I'm sure I've got the code saved.
That's a good point.
I've got the link.
Like, I feel like, again, going back to like one for the boys and run for the boys, what we, that's another thing like we want to stress is that, especially in the WhatsApp group and personally, our DMs are always open for like advice on stuff, because all three of us have gone to therapy. All three of us have had certain situations in life where we've like dealt with certain things. And if, and I would have loved at certain points in my life, especially like with the therapy thing, when I was looking for a therapist, to know somebody who I could have reached out to go, how do I go about this?
Yeah.
And that's the point of being in the community of one for the boys, is that, DMs and doors are open. Like, we're always happy to speak to people and give advice to our best knowledge,
It's a support network, right? And that's
Absolutely.
the one thing a lot of guys don't have. So, yeah, I thought it was quite good to mention it, because obviously it takes a big leap to go and do something like that.
It's quite courageous, man. Like, I think it's courageous to admit that you probably need a little bit of help working your life out and working your brain out. I think the biggest thing that I thought when I went to therapy is my biggest worry is I thought, I've got a lot of trapped trauma here that I'm going to probably unlock. Is it going to mess me up even more? Like, I'm going to come out of there feeling like an absolute anxious, depressed mess. And don't get me wrong, the odd session, I kind of did. I came out like being like, whoa, that was heavy. Like, it gave me a lot of reflection. But ultimately, every time I came out, after a day or two, I felt lighter.
Yeah.
Because something had come out and something had unlocked. And so don't worry about that, because that's the whole point of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because like the stat is something like literally like 50% or 52% of guys that go to therapy, they don't go back after the first session because they're like, oh, that was heavy. Even though the first session isn't usually that heavy. But I mean, I felt a bit lighter yesterday, even though it was just like an intro.
Do you feel like people walk in and expect to be cured though?
Yes.
And I think that's a big thing you got to get over, is you're not going to walk in, have one therapy session, your whole life sorted.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's not like that, is it?
No. I mean, I know guys that have therapy once a month and have been for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Just for somebody else to just decompress the life and stuff. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. I thought it was quite good. Going into this question is, how has your ability to communicate changed as you've grown older?
It's a good question, that, mate, because I feel like through my work, I've always had to have quite a high level of communication. I think my communication's matured as I've got older. Like, I know that sounds obvious, but like I definitely think that I can sort of relate to people and empathise with people a lot better as I've got older. I think when I was younger, I used to find myself talking just for the sake of talking.
Yeah.
Whereas now I think I understand that you don't have to just talk for the sake of talking. And also when you do talk, like, try and make it as meaningful as possible and like valuable.
Yeah.
And also some people just want chit chat, and that's fine. But I think I can realise what's needed at what time with communication rather than just verbal diarrhea.
Yeah, 100%. It's like knowing how to understand, listen, and communicate back in a way. And I think that was like one of the things that I found from yesterday was actually my communication in terms of my emotional communication has definitely got better. Yeah. Like, me and Zoe were talking the other day, and she was like, oh, have you actually like grieved Deej properly, or have you even grieved my dad? And I was like, no, I haven't really. Yeah. And that was another thing. I was like, maybe I should go to therapy and start thinking about that process.
It's a funny one, that, isn't it? Because I think that a lot, and I think even with like my mum, my nan, I don't think I've properly grieved them really. I don't get me wrong, I think you get that initial extreme sadness, and then after that it's really weird. You just don't really know where you're at with it. And I think so I don't really think that ever stops though. I think if you just sort of said, right, I've done my grieving now, let's crack on, it just doesn't happen like that, does it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And I think that's what the one thing I was like, okay, my communication emotionally is a lot better, and it has matured since when I look back at when I did those therapy sessions in 2012, 2013, whenever it was, and like my ability to communicate my emotions now is a lot more mature, which is obviously understandable because of more life experience. But I mean, you say that there's still a lot of guys that are
well, age and
way
maturity
older.
don't actually really link up, do they? Like, I think people assume that the older you get, the more mature you get, and I actually see sometimes it can go the opposite way. I've seen guys where the older they get, the more immature they get.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing, is like when you look at male suicide, it's like the biggest killer under like 50. Yeah. So it's like actually the guys aren't, because they're older, not necessarily more mature in terms of being able to communicate. So I think for me mine has definitely changed, but I think it's because I'm slightly more aware of my emotions.
Do you think you're more empathetic now as well?
Yeah.
Because I think that was a big thing. I think I used to be, looking back on it growing up, I think I used to be quite self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Not from a malicious or like arrogant point of view, but just from a point of view of like I couldn't really see much past what else was going on apart from my own life.
Yeah.
And I find now that actually some of the best conversations I have, I actually really enjoy hearing other people's stories more than my own.
Yeah, for sure. I found that with Clutch, like some of the messages I get, and I'm like, holy shit, like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like that you're telling me that, and then I'm like well interested to learn more and know more. And I think that's it, right? Because that thing of when you're younger, you are so self-absorbed, and you're like so like not selfish, but you are selfish in a certain way.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, if somebody is doing something, road rage is the perfect example. Like, if someone's being angry, it's like, why are they angry?
It's not like you're a prick, go away.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong? Like, calm down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, it is what it is. Like,
it doesn't instantly get you back up. It sort of makes you think like, oh, they're probably having a worse day than me, so let them crack on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. It's always, someone's always going through something. So I feel like when you see people that are getting aggressive or like angry, I'm like, there's obviously a reason there.
Yeah.
So don't like raise to it. Just be like, I don't know, one of those things where you're like, like I said, someone is always going through something.
Yeah.
So you've got to be empathetic in the sense that just let them get on with it.
100%.
And because they're going to deal with stuff in a different way, right?
Yeah.
So
I kind of check myself a lot more nowadays as well. Like I'll find myself saying something or doing something, and midway through it, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I feel like I've got better control over that. I think therapy was a big part of that. I feel like I'm more able to recognise bad behaviour in myself or bad thoughts in my head quicker for me to just like nip them in the bud and just like be more empathetic in a situation. Like if somebody's approaching me in a really aggressive way, my initial, and every human's initial, is fight or flight, isn't it? So it's like I tend to instantly get my back up, and then the more and more it goes on, actually I'll start to think, well, calm down, like try and understand this situation more so than being like just an aggressor too, because I just kind of realised that just aggression on aggression just never ends in any positive, does it?
No.
And I think I've realised that as I've grown up to the point where I'll bite my tongue and walk away feeling like I've let the other person, or letting the other person think they've won, or something like that, just because I think, well, actually, like I don't think any of us have won in this situation. But if you feel better for feeling like you've got what you want out of the situation, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. That's fine. Like, let's just leave it like that. Yeah. Rather than it being like, I've got to win that argument, or I've got to win that conversation, you know?
Yeah. I know Ant Middleton gets a lot of stick, but like I've read all of his books and they are like really clever. Like he's a very clever guy. Just says a lot of shit like about the wrong things. But he mentions in one of his books about aggression.
Yeah.
And this is kind of thing of being like empathetic. Like he got to a point where if somebody was aggressive towards him on a night out, he got to a point where he wouldn't rise to it.
Yeah.
He said it's more of a man to be able to control your emotion and walk away.
I agree with that.
Because you've got control over your mind.
Yeah.
Because most guys would go fight or flight and they just match the aggression.
Yeah.
But if you can rise above it and be like, no, I'm going to take a stand here and be like, I'm not going to rise to your aggression. It's that thing of, controlling yourself, knowing how to control your emotions. And a lot of people that get angry can't control their emotions because that's the reason they get angry. It's something happens in their brain where they're like, I need to just go for it. So I thought that was really interesting. But like assessing the situation. But now it's a good one. I thought it's a really good question to kind of go in a bit deeper, because
I agree, mate.
I think communication is the biggest thing for guys. It's the fact that it's hard to communicate. Hard to communicate how they're feeling with like close ones. But I found it quite easy to say a lot of stuff yesterday to a therapist because it was somebody that I didn't know. And again, going back to the group that like, well, obviously we know each other now, but like we didn't know each other at the start. and doing something like talking about, not necessarily talking about how you're feeling, but like talking about what's going on in life when you're running next to somebody that you've just met. Be like, this is what I do. This is what, you feel comfortable enough doing it because you're side by side, you're running.
Yeah.
And that's and then people probably don't realize they're communicating in such a way that they probably haven't done before. Absolutely. Which is really good.
Yeah.
Then another one is a little bit lighter hearted. Kind of came from one of my reels that I did recently that kind of went a little bit viral. If you had a billboard with one message for lads out there, what would it say?
Probably something like, don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. I think, because I just think that like, I think I fall into this a lot. I think I put so much pressure on myself, especially business-wise, financially, socially, that actually I sort of, when I get really stressed, 9 times out of 10, it's because I'm like trying to problem solve too much and trying to like achieve a million things at once, and my brain can't handle it. And actually I end up achieving more when I turn around and go, no, actually I'm doing all right. Let's just do what we're doing and just try and push a little bit here or a little bit there. And I think it's 9 times out of 10, I just, the main reason my brain fucks up is because I'm putting too much pressure on myself, or I'm judging myself too much, or I'm being too hard on myself.
Yeah.
And actually life is better when you don't put that weight on your shoulders too much.
Yeah, 100%. I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Clutch, I'm like, I've got a to-do list and I have to get it done today. And I'm like, no, actually, what is the top right? What's going to move the needle today?
Yeah.
To make me 1% better today.
And some days are just getting through the day. Not every day has to have a huge accomplishment attached to it, or has to have a million things done. You could have just woke up that morning, got out of bed, made your bed, and gone to work and got home. But that's still a good day. Yeah. Like, you've still achieved a lot in that day. But I think because people think they've not done a 10K run, gone to the gym, ate this ridiculously clean diet, and £1,000, done, got 15 Tinder matches or whatever, then they've not had a successful day. And it's like, that's not realistic. You're putting too much pressure. You're setting yourself up for failure immediately.
Yeah. I feel like social media has a big thing to play there as well in that, because you see a lot of guys like getting up 4 a.m, going for a run, doing an hour in the gym.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, they're working for like 6 hours, and then they're like eating at like an expensive restaurant and spending £200 on a steak, and you're like, oh fuck, I want that life every day.
Yeah.
And it's a highlight. It's not realistic. So I think that being hard on yourself is really important, because a lot of guys put a lot of pressure on them. Mine was which I do more often now, but I feel like it's hit and miss with how it lands with people. Is mine would be compliment each other more.
Yeah. Because
girls do it all the time.
Oh mate, massively.
Yeah, like we went for a meal last Friday with some mates in Leicester to Hive and Honey.
Yeah.
If you've not been, go. It's legit tapas, so good.
Yeah.
Best squid I've ever had.
Wow.
In the middle of Leicester, where there's no seaside around.
Yeah. But mate, it's like you took it off the time, innit?
Yeah. And the waitress said to one of the people we were with, they're like, oh, I really like your dress, to the female. And I was like, guys don't say that enough to each other. Like, well, not how like you dress, but like, like they don't compliment each other enough. And so I've done it a couple of times when I've been in London. If I've been into a shop and I like someone's style, I'll be like, oh, I really like your style. Or, where's that jacket from? Really nice. Or, where's trousers from? And guys just don't do it enough, because I don't know why. I'm not really sure why we don't do it enough. Whether it's that thing of like, if there's like some...
Do you want me to say it in a really plain and simple way? Yeah. And I don't really even want to offend anyone when I say it like this. And I know you shouldn't like... Yeah. But I think it's because there's this like ingrained thing in us from going through school, where if you're a lad and you're too complimentary, it's like, it's a bit gay, mate.
I was literally thinking the same thing. I didn't have to say it. Yeah.
And I'm like, true. I didn't want to say it like that, but I'm just using an example of like the way that it's said a lot of the time, or the way that a lot of people might think it in their head, that it's like, it's such a negative connotation of it. But like, I don't understand why people, I mean, number one, using the phrase gay against being something negative, we've talked about that, is ridiculous anyway.
Crazy,
but it's more the fact of like, I hate the fact that you've got a negative connotation for being a bit softer and being a bit more like wanting to wanting to make somebody feel a bit better about themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
How is that negative? It's never negative, is it?
No, it's not. And I think it should be a thing of like championing each other. So like championing like the fact that they've made an effort to dress a certain way. And I feel like I found this when I was in retail. This is why I obviously then started a clothing brand, is if you feel good in what you wear, then you're going to feel more confident. And I feel like if somebody compliments you on what you're wearing or like a certain item you've got on, then that person's going to have a massive boost being like, oh, I feel really good about myself because somebody 100%. Else has noticed.
100%.
Yeah, and I just feel like it should be done more.
I agree, mate. I think I make quite a point of if I think something, to try and say it. It's like I try and say it with Lauren a lot. Like I try and compliment her when if I really like what she's wearing, I'll try and make sure I tell her I like what she's wearing. Or like any of the lads that come in the shop, if I see a lad come in the shop and I really like his trainers, I'm like, bro, the trainers are sick. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's always genuine. I'll never just compliment for the sake of complimenting, because I don't think you should never do anything unauthentically.
No.
But I just think it's more a case of if you feel something and you're too shy to say it, just say it. Like, because no one's going to not be welcome to a compliment ever, are they?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's either the guy, because guys aren't very good at taking compliments necessarily.
Yeah.
It's either they go like, oh, cheers, and that's it, or they'll be like, oh yeah, cheers mate, and then tell you.
But I'm guilty of that though, because I don't want to look like I'm blowing smoke at my own arse a lot of the time. So it'll be like, a lot of the time you're like, oh thanks mate, but in your head you're like, oh fucking hell, yeah, sick.
Yeah.
You know, like you feel good, don't you? It's like proper uplifts you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that one, man. I think that's really important, because like you say, I think it's ingrained in girls from quite a young age that they sort of like, it's that like gassing each other up and girl power, and which is awesome. And I just wish men had more of it generally. Yeah,
for sure. I guess it comes from like nights out, right? Like,
yeah, it is, man. It's
girls will like go into the bathroom and they come out and be like, oh, I saw that girl's dressed.
Oh, you look amazing.
Yeah, Zoe does it all the time. She's like, oh, I've just seen somebody and they're just wearing this and it's like really nice. Asked them where it was. I think you just don't get that with a lot of guys. Like,
I've noticed more of it though.
Yeah, it's definitely getting
recent
better.
Years, like I always have a scale of like from the shop, because like obviously I speak to like 12 different blokes a day. And when I first started, like there was never really any compliments exchanged like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like generally, like throughout the day, you'll get quite a few people going, oh, I like your hair at the minute, man. Or like, oh, you look well, you look like you lost a bit of weight, or you look, do you know what I mean? Like you'll get people just picking up on things a bit more. And I think it's just people a bit more open now.
Yeah, for sure. Someone said that my shoulders are looking bigger, and I was like,
that's a good compliment, that, innit?
Yeah. It's because I'd work them out every day.
Watch me struggle to get out of this door.
So the next one, kind of flipping from like compliments to like real emotion, is like, this was asked to me yesterday and I thought it was really good actually. When was the last time you cried and why?
Last time I cried. So it's a weird one for me, because although I did a lot of, so the biggest problem with me is when I did my therapy, the reason I did my therapy was because I felt extremely numb and emotionless for a very long time. And although I thought that was resolved, because I kind of went completely, after I had my therapy, I almost went a bit completely opposite, where I felt extremely emotional and extremely hypersensitive. And then it kind of numbed down again to like this mid-level. And I thought, that's a great level to be at. But I never, it's very rare for me to have extreme emotion nowadays. When I used to be growing up extremely emotional, like heightened anger, heightened fear, heightened upset and sadness. Whereas now I think I'm quite mid-level with everything. Like I think I can get emotional, but I don't get to crying point very often.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's my brain won't let me, or whether that's just like, I don't know what it is. But then, so if I was to sit there and think about the saddest thing that's happened to me, I wouldn't be able to cry about it. But I'll tell you the last time I cried, mate. I was watching something on TV. I don't want to tell you what it was because I'm not 100% sure, but I just remember being sat on the sofa and I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
And it was just and it was actually happy tears. It wasn't sad tears. It was like something really sad had happened and something really nice came out of it.
Yeah.
And that made me really like happy cry, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think last time I cried for sadness, oh mate, it would have been probably a couple of weeks after my mum's funeral. So it's been well over a year and a half, I reckon, since I properly cried.
Yeah.
Which is now I'm sat here saying that, I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, I actually probably need to go out to therapy.
Yeah.
But
that was the thing for me, and it would have been in the Philippines when Deej passed.
Yeah.
Because then it was like Deej passed the Wednesday, and then that was the day that everyone started to arrive in the Philippines. So it was like, okay, got to go to the airport and go meet people.
Yeah.
And then we flew to the island on the Saturday, and it was just like the big highs. But yeah, like I would say I've had moments where I watched stuff and I've felt like, like kind of like happy tears in that sense. But actual cry would have been, February the 20th, 2024.
You're so good with dates, man. I'm awful. Like, I can't pinpoint anything. Like, I just said like a couple of weeks of my mum's funeral. It was probably like 6 months after, but I can't. I haven't got that timeline in my head.
Yeah, I know it's like
I get sad quite regularly though.
Yeah, same.
Like I'll have waves of sadness where like I'll have something called trigger a memory.
Yeah.
Actually, tell a lie. No, do you know what? I cried. I was going through old photos with Lauren with like my mum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it wasn't like I wasn't roaring crying.
Yeah,
it was just I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah. I think that was one thing is like they were asking me like I haven't really cried properly with like dad, like Zoe's dad and everything. So it was kind of one of them where like, I've seen her like really like cry, but I've like not been there. And I was like,
It's hard, isn't it? Do you think because with people's sadness, it's really hard, isn't it? Because if you feel like you're not matching that energy, you're not being empathetic enough.
Yeah.
That's a really hard one, that is.
Yeah. Like we're going to a funeral today and it's Zoe's...
I don't really... Yeah, sorry to hear that, mate.
No, sorry. I've never met the person.
Oh, okay.
It's a really random one.
Yeah.
It's Zoe's brother's wife's dad.
Okay.
So whether that makes...
Yeah.
Zoe's auntie... Yeah, by blood,
like, auntie,
oh, not
in-law.
blood. Yeah. Auntie.
Or is that second cousin?
Oh, fuck it.
Anyway, yeah. A relative.
Yeah. I never met him, but it was the fact that like Rachel is Zoe's older brother's wife and knew her dad, and it was just courtesy that we said we'd go. And
absolutely.
I'm more there for like...
It's more like a respect showing, isn't it?
Yeah. I really go from like 11:30, whatever it is, for a few hours. But I know Zoe and her mum will probably be upset because it reminded them of Lindsay passing. And it's just like, I don't know, like I feel like I probably will get slightly emotional seeing them upset, but like not to the sense where I'm like, I also don't know this person. So it's a bit of a weird one where I'm like, how emotional should I feel like almost that pressure of like having to match the emotion.
Yeah, I get that. Do you know the biggest problem I think you have with emotion, and I find this quite a lot, is if you're going into a situation where you know there's going to be emotion, you almost can't gear yourself up for emotion.
Yeah.
Like, if I go into a situation where I'm like, I need to be sad today, I can't be sad. Because I think you've sort of almost overshot it from the get-go, where you're almost too mentally prepared to go into that you don't get. It's surprise emotion for me when I actually feel emotion. It's like, that's why I think I'm saying about how like I watched that program and had a tear in my eye because I didn't expect the emotion.
Yeah.
So it kind of came on me. But if I was to like go to like, say for example, if I go to like a puppy shelter or something, there's loads of like these animals that need homes and stuff and whatever. If I'm going in there, I'm like, oh, this is really sad. But because I know it's going to be sad, I'm kind of prepped for it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's a really weird one. It's like I feel like there's almost an expectation to be like you should be sad.
Yeah, which is hard.
Yeah, but then it's just not. It's not like that. It's not the case of that. So yeah, I'm. This is another thing I was wanting to dig into my therapy was like how is there a way for me to process it and be sad, or is it just one of those things where I'm not going to be one of those criers?
Yeah,
and that's just fine. Like is what it is. Like everyone's different. So yeah, I thought it was a really good one.
Before you ask me the next one, I've got actually a bit of a random one for you because I think like me and you are very similar in this. Like I feel like generally day to day I'm quite a upbeat kind of person. Like I'm pretty on a level most days. Like I think I'm quite consistent with just how I turn up. Do you find that because of that, when you're probably having a little bit of an off day, say for example, you're not even like in a bad mood, you're maybe just a bit tired and you're just not quite what you normally are, do you think people notice it a lot more?
Yeah,
100%. I get, because that's a big problem for me, like since, say, good example, past few days, got tattooed on Tuesday, it absolutely wiped me out, mate. Like I felt like I had the flu for like all day yesterday.
Yeah.
And like I'm in work yesterday and like people are like, you all right, mate? And I'm like, oh mate, I'm just kind of like, just feel a bit like, ugh.
Yeah.
Bit monged out, and like people are like, you sure you're okay? And I'm like, and then I start going like, am I all right? Do you know what I mean? But I think That's also hard.
Yeah, it is, because like I try and be as positive as I can every single day, because we're very lucky to be alive every day, right? Like very lucky to. And then when I look at it, it's like very lucky to the fact that I get to work on my clothing brand every day.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's really hard. And like the stresses financially, stresses like logistically, everything that comes with it. But like I was chatting to my like business coach, what I had on, but now I like support coach for him. We were just chatting yesterday, and we're just like, this is a crazy situation that we're in. Like we're very lucky. Yeah. So try and be as upbeat as possible. But yeah, if there's a day where like I'm absolutely fucked, then I think that was Monday, to be fair, Monday or Tuesday this week.
Makes me quite anxious, that does. Like when people are asking me a lot, like I'm like, because then I start to sort of question myself, and I don't like that, because I'm quite like, feel like I'm dialed into myself quite a lot. Yeah,
kind of like, I think it must have been Tuesday where it was like, had the pop-up on Saturday, and then you obviously did the run, then went to the Filipino Food Festival on Sunday, and it got to like 5 o'clock Sunday evening. I could barely keep my eyes open. I was like, I'm going to stay awake, because like, I don't want to sleep now, because I won't sleep. And then I think Tuesday was just like, my mood just felt really low. It was just difficult, and I think people 100% notice. I mean, Zoe's so acute to my emotions; she notices. When I'm with like the lads and stuff, it's really like obvious that they're like, you're super positive all the time, like what you're feeling. So that's a really good one, man. Like that actually,
I just find that interesting.
No,
but we've probably got like, time for one more question, didn't we? So
well, that'll relate to my last question. My last question was like, what does mental health actually look like for you on a daily basis? But that kind of answers that question really. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, if you're so upbeat and then you have you have those down days, then it's kind of like, well, that's just one of those, just accepting it. It's just one of those days. That's what I see now, is like, if it's a day where it gets to like lunchtime, I'm like, today's just not gone the way it has. I'll try and do something a bit more positive. And if I'm like, nothing's going on, I'm just like, just get through the rest of the day. And then tomorrow's a new day, right?
Absolutely. And I kind of have to remind myself that when people say mental health, it's not always referral to mental ill health.
No.
It can be, when you're happy, that's still mental health, because it's still how your brain's functioning. So I try and think of mental health as like the full spectrum every day. Like when I'm happy, try and recognise why I'm happy and massage that, and sort of try and implement more of that. And when I'm not feeling so good, like try and recognise what that is, and sort of basically it's just a bit of a learning thing for me as I go through my life, of being like, what makes me happy, what makes me sad, what makes me motivated, and just try and do more or less of the good and bad things, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think that's really good. It's been really fun just doing those. I think we've covered quite a few things that like hopefully guys will find interesting, important, the whole communication thing, right?
Oh, massively.
So my last one is, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? When I read this,
I think someone's asked me something very similar to this before, and I basically think I'd rather fight anything that's quite small than something that's massive, because I feel like a horse-sized duck a horse can do damage. Like a duck, it's a big beak, innit?
But you've also got to realise, if the duck is a horse-sized without expanding its wings, when it opens its wings, it's going to be fucking huge.
Wingspan, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say only because I've got a stamping power. Like I'd have to just, I could kick away. Like I feel, duck,
or duck a small, a small horse.
Kick a small, definitely. I reckon the latter, mate. I reckon 100 small horses.
Yeah, 100 duck-sized
100
horses.
duck-sized horses, yeah. I'd rather take that on. I mean, still probably won't come out very well, but I reckon I've got more of a chance.
We don't.
What about you?
We don't promote any animal cruelty.
No, we don't.
By the way,
just
thought it was quite light-hearted after.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
I'd go for
decompression, innit?
Yeah, I'd go for the duck-sized horses. Even though I'd like to see a horse-sized duck.
It'd be unbelievable. It'd be like a dinosaur, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be quite funny to see. I mean, me and Dan. Well, we spoke about this on the runs, haven't we? Before, imagine if you had like,
because we talked about the gorilla thing, didn't we? They're like, could 100 men beat a gorilla or something?
A silverback,
like a silverback.
I don't think they could. I think the silverback would still.
It depends for me. It depends for me if it's one at a time or if it's all. You could just kind of swarm it.
And if they're like like normal guys, or they're like
put it this way, the first like, 10 people are a sacrifice.
Yeah, so
like that's just you're getting mauled, but then you're weakening it for the next amount of people.
Yeah, this has gone in.
But we're gonna, like we say, we're filming some of this, so we're gonna probably put a couple of reels up of it.
Yeah.
So if you've heard this end of this conversation, then feel free to comment on what your opinion is and what you think.
Yeah, let us know. One big
duck
or 100 horses,
100 duck-sized horses,
whatever it is. Thanks for listening. Give us a follow on Spotify, on Instagram. The Instagram is run_for_the_boys. On Spotify, it's One for the Boys pod. Just to make it really confusing.
Yeah, man.
And I hope you've enjoyed. Hit that like, subscribe, and all the rest.